What's up, everybody? It's Intense Investor here, coming at you again for another video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, we're approaching 1,600 subscribers now. Almost had 700 subscribers in the past month alone, which is great. All great organic growth. Plan on introducing some more elements to my channel, reviewing some more different cryptos. That's what I've really been wanting to do, and still do bot reviews, in particular crypto bots. I tend to be leaning more towards the crypto trading bots than the Forex bots, but I am going to keep the GPS bot running, just because it's been doing good. It hadn't really failed me yet, but yeah, that's the state of the channel. I appreciate you guys subscribing and listening to me and hearing me out. But today what I wanted to go over was Bitsgap and how to set up a Bitsgap bot all the way from the beginning, setting up the API on your exchange. I'm going to do it through Kraken, and then linking that in your Bitsgap, and then starting the bot, and kind of what I look for when I start the bot and the differences between the S bot and the classical bot. So let's get started. Alright, so here we are in the dashboard area where the bots are at, where you create bots and you can observe their actions and performance. So what you want to do is you want to click up here on My Exchanges, and then as you can see, I got a couple different ones up here. Right now I'm just using Binance and Kraken. I've moved some of my funds to some other investments that were taken off and I wanted to get in on. So, you know, I just left about 20K in those accounts. But what you want to do is you want to click Add New Exchange. So then you come up with this box. Depending on what exchange you're using, they're all pretty similar the way you set them up with an API key. You got your secret phrase, your passphrase that you copy from your exchange. So let's just say I'm setting one up on Kraken. Oh shit, I've already set that one up. Alright, so what we'll do is, since I already got one running on Kraken, I will just go through the same sequence. I'll go to the Kraken exchange. I'll show you how to get the API key and the secret key, copy and paste it, and I will not be using that key, so you know, don't try to use it or anything in your own bot. So here we are on the Kraken exchange dashboard. I'm going to click sign in. Gonna sign me in. So guys, I really like using Kraken. For one, I'm a US citizen and Kraken is a US exchange, and number two, they're very secure. Like, you can do two-factor authentications. You know, you can do one on your sign in and one on your withdrawal. Then they have global lock protection. And you can set a master password also. So if somebody were to get in your account, even through the 2FAs, they would have to know that master password to disable the global lock settings. So it's very secure. It might be the most secure exchange, but I like using it. The fees aren't too bad. I mean, my fee is down to like 0.16% now on a trade due to the volume that I trade, or the bots have been trading at. So I would encourage you to take a look at it. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you're interested in it. It's a great exchange. I think you'd like it. I feel pretty secure having my funds there. So anyway, what you want to do when you get here, you want to click up here on the menu. This is after you've made your account and everything with Kraken. You're going to go to security and you're going to go to API. So as you can see, I got a couple API keys. I got Bitsgap already in here. So see, my global lock settings protecting this already. And if you didn't know this password, you couldn't do anything with my keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off real quick, and we'll get going from there. Okay, so I removed the global lock setting, and now I can add another key, or I can edit, you know, the one in Bitsgap. The thing is, after you create an API key, you can no longer see that secret phrase right here, the secret key. You can only see it one time when you create this API key. If you go to another screen or something, or save it, then you won't be able to see it again. So maybe print it out on a piece of paper or something, but don't save it on your computer anywhere, because somebody might be able to withdraw from your account, you know, so you don't want that. So as you can see, I took those API keys out, right? But Bitsgap still has my bot history, all that's still stored. So all I got to do is renew. But in your case, you'd just be creating a new key, and you'd have to pick your exchange here and then put in your API secret key. So what I'm doing is the same thing. I'm just renewing. I'm making a key. You're going to have to do the same thing with a new exchange. So I'm going to hit renew. Kraken is listed. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to put add a key, right? So I'm going to call the key Bitsgap. So these settings here, I looked those up on the Bitsgap website. Let's go over there. So if you go to the Bitsgap help desk and you search for a Kraken API key, you'll come up with this page. You know, it shows you how to log in, go to API page, create your first API key. You know, like I just did, I typed Bitsgap. These are the ones you want to check. Query funds. You don't want to withdraw funds. That way if somebody got your key, they couldn't withdraw. Orders and trades, you want to check all these. Ledger, you want to check query ledger entries. Other, access WebSockets API. And then these three down here, I believe they're off. Yes, they are off. Key expiration, query start date time off, query end date time off. So you end up, you know, with something like this. And sometimes these setups look a little different on different exchanges, but I would recommend coming back to the Bitsgap Help Center. You can Google it. It's helpdesk.bitsgap.com, and you can type in whatever exchange like Binance, Kraken, KUCOIN, and you can get to this page where it shows you these settings. So I'm going to click these real quick. Let's see, it was query funds. You wanted all these. Let me double check. No, query ledger entries. Okay. No export data. You don't want that. So access WebSockets. That's that one. So these are the ones I want, right? And then all these were off. See, all these were off right here. So I'm going to hit generate key. So this key that you see, I'm not actually going to, I'm going to just use this temporarily just for showing you guys. But you got your private key. So you're going to copy this, right? And it tells you save and store this key in a safe place. You can only view your API your API private key in this step. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Bitsgap. The secret key, I'm going to paste that. And then the actual API key, I'm going to copy that right there and put that in. And all these are still checked. They're ready to go. You've got these two copied over. And and you're going to hit save. Now if you go in here and you try to edit this, you'll no longer be able to see your API key, because it tells you your API key, private key, is only visible during creation. Create a new API key if you no longer have this. So I'll just hit cancel and go back to the screen. So let's go over to Bitsgap, where I copied the 2 keys over, and let's hit replace. So it says Kraken API key was successfully renewed. Your positions, open orders, and bots will keep on working as usual. Alright, so that's all there is to that. So we got the exchange connected now, so now we want to set up a bot. So how do you go about setting up a bot? Well, let me show you how. Alright guys, so here we are on the bots dashboard where you can create a grid bot. As you can see, I only got about 4 of them running right now. The market's dipped down a little bit. It's no big deal. I've been averaging about 12% profits since January 13th. As you can see, I've made about 20,000 out of 174,000 invested. Now, this investment, every time you stop a bot, it adds to this investment total so you can get an accurate percentage of the profit you've made. So that's not actually the amount that I invested. It's actually a lot higher. This amount is higher than what I invested. So it just constantly adds to this amount every time you stop a bot, and then the profit you've made, it kind of calculates that. So I mean, if you look at some of my changes in profit changes, look at this one. This Matic made 134% off $1,200. So the total is like a $1,700 profit. That was the best one I've had. Had an ADA ETH bot, made 743. A dot BTC bot made $3,100. I mean, that was just off 0.13 BTC, and $743 was just off 1 ETH. I see comments quite a bit saying like, oh, you got a big account, you got $50,000 in there, that's the only way you can make a big profit. But I mean, look at this Matic bot. It's only 1,269 BINANCE US dollar USD stablecoin, but made $1,700 profit. I mean, 10% daily, 5 days. So I mean, sometimes you get lucky when you start a bot, but you also need to look at the market and what it's doing. I mean, look at this one is Harmony, right? It's been doing really good. So it was down here. If you look at where it was trending just sideways, it was down around 11 cents. So then it started going up, trending up, got up to 18 cents. I started a bot a little lot near the top, so now it's trending down. It spiked up, it went down. So I'm expecting it to have a little bit of a sideways trend right now, so I kind of looked at that. I don't think it's going to dip all the way back down here because it's a good project. It's its own blockchain, kind of like Ethereum, Cardano, and it's a really good project, so it might go up too. So that's how I kind of forecasted that one. 88, DOT, ADA, Ethereum, those are pretty good breadwinners right there. I got good faith that these projects are going to keep going up. Yeah, you're going to have some dips. ADA, I mean, look, it's already dipped down to 115, but if you look at it overall, I mean, it's stayed within the grid this whole time, and I'm pretty certain this one's going to go up, just like DOT. Kusama's a good one too. I've had good success with Kusama, but I mean, look at DOT. I mean, it's really been going sideways since like February 19th. It looks like it hit around $43 for a high somewhere around 21st of February. But, try to stick with projects that are good and they got a future. Like Theta. Say, look, here's a Theta USDT bot I ran with $2,000, it made $400. That's you know, 0.85% a day over 18 days. I didn't run this Dago bot too long. It made like $1. BTC bot made $220 over 9 days. B Pro did pretty good. Only $245, but it made $56, and that's when it was shooting up. But you know, Uniswap's been good. Kusama, Hatera Hashgraph, HBAR, $1,300, made $70, 0.5% a day. This is the other B Pro bot. I think the first one I started, I had $5,500. It made $541 in 1 day. So that was a hell of a profit right there. So, you know, to me, like running the pro account is the way to do it, because then you can run a lot of different bots. I only got 4 running right now because I put some money in some other investments that were going up, you know, like Theta or Harmony. I actually just hodl some of those. ADA, I hodl a good bit of ADA, you know, because I think some of those projects are the future, so they're going to do really well. But as far as starting a new bot, let's say we want to start one. Let's see, I got $197 of USDT in my available balance here. When you start a bot, you'll see up here the investment, it goes to 95%. That's as high as you can invest, because it keeps some of it in your available balance and part of it are in the trades. And I think it does that so, you know, like when you go too low or too high, it has a little bit of extra to reinvest, you know, on some more grid lines if it has to, you know, especially if you're trailing up or something like that. So what I would do, I'm running all S bots, which are better on sideways markets. Classic bots are good on up and down markets. Like if Ethereum or Bitcoin's going up or down really crazy, you might want to run the classic bot. But I just stick with the S bots because you get a lot of trending markets in between the highs and the lows. So I feel like you make more money like that. So I'm going to click S bot. Okay, we already set up Kraken exchange, so we click Kraken. So what pair do we want to run here? Let's look at the USDT pairs. I'm going to type in USDT. Let's just say market's down. We can't trade XRP if we're in the US. Let's just do Litecoin. So Litecoin, USDT. So as you can see, I got the slider all the way up. If I wanted to just invest 100 or so, I could do like 50%. That's about $99. But let's just do the whole amount that I got in my available balance. So you can see the 189 is not the 197 because of that 95%. It keeps 5% in your available balance. So when you look at this, we've clicked Litecoin. It's telling me I need at least $975 to run this many grids spread this far out at that percentage of a grid step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these, let's see, like if I did 10 grid levels, that would get me to a 0.66% grid. And what that means, when you see these grid lines, you can see them good right here because they're really spread out. You're going to make 0.66% profit between these grid lines. So if this thing is trailing up and it hits that grid line, it's going to sell. If it goes to the next one, it's going to sell, and you're going to make that 0.66% profit minus your trading fees. Now on Kraken, when you start trading, the trading fee starts at 0.26%. So I've traded enough volume to where it's dropped down to about 0.16%. So I usually try to make that at least 0.66%, so I get about a 0.5% profit when I hit these grid lines. You know, you don't want this being like 0.10 because your fees are going to exceed your grid step profit percentage. So this is just for educational purposes. I'd usually start these bots with a lot more than this, but this is what I got to work with right now on my account, so that's what I'm using for an example. I always click trailing up, and what that means, if the price action gets above this grid that's going to be set at 203, it'll rebuild the grids up above it so the bot can still trade on the grid and make profit. There is no trailing down feature. I've heard some rumors they might try it, but the thing is, when the bot drops, it's buying, right? It's buying more of your base currency, like ADA, ETH. It's buying more of that base pair. Your quote pair is like your USDT, BUSD on the right side. So it'll get down so low, you know, if you were to trail down, you know, you might not be able to buy anymore unless you got some more balance here. You know, to be able to buy, you got to have some base currency, quote currency available to buy your base currency. So I hope that makes sense. When you trail down, you're going to be buying more base currency. So you got to have enough available for that to be able to buy. And I think that's why they only do trailing up. Because when you trail up, you're selling this base currency back, your base currency back to quote currency, so you're making profit, and it's easier to build the grids up higher and higher as you make more and more profit. And I believe that is why that is set up like that. I usually don't take profit because sometimes you get like these wicks. Here, I'll show you one right here. Now, let me see if I can get far enough back. Actually, it don't show, but I think this was the wick, this really tall wick right here, where it made like $1,200 profit on $1,200. So it literally bought every position on this grid for this entire wick, and that's how that bot was able to make that much profit, like $1,700 on $1,269. Really crazy. But going back to what we were talking about, with the LTC USDT bot and setting that up, I usually don't take profit. So take profit, you know, I don't use that because sometimes these bots will make 100% profit, 40% profit. If I set that profit on 10% or 5%, it's going to take profit, and I'm not going to get any more gains. Unless you just want to set it up, that's totally up to you. Like if you want to set profit to 20% to take profit, you can do that. Stop loss, you want to set a stop loss, like if it's a crap coin that you're afraid is just going to just drop off the face of the earth, or say like you got up to right here and you're trading, you get to a high point, you want to set stop loss at 220, so when it comes down it'll hit that 220 stop loss. See, like right here it's on 184, you know, I could go back and say like 220, and when you type that in, you see it come up on the screen up above. Just stuff like that. That's really the basics of setting this up in this area. And there's also this little how it works thing you can click on. They got some great videos you can watch. I'd recommend you watching some of their videos. They're pretty active on YouTube also, and I've watched a good bit of their content, and it makes a lot of sense to me what they're doing with the bots. Like I said, this area down here, if you want to look at strategies, you can, but I kind of do my own research on coins. You know, I recommend going to CoinMarketCap and, you know, looking at the different not the strategies, but the different coins that are available on CoinMarketCap. As you can see, You know, you can look at the volume in the last 24 hours, and you can let's see, price. You look at market cap, which Bitcoin's over $1 trillion. You see Uniswap number 8, Cardano, Polkadot. You can put these on a watch list too. Put a little star beside them. Theta is just killing it, man. I wish I would have put more money in Theta. I bought some Theta at $2, but man, it's up to $10.59. That's just crazy to me. I mean, look at that line. Theta is going to be big. I think it's going to be top 5 at least. Top 5 by the end of the year, probably. Stellar, Terra, VeChain's moved up a lot. That's a good coin. You can just look at the line, you know, you can tell it's a nice steady uptrend. Dogecoin, Aave, you know, it shot up to like 500 something, it dropped down. But anyway, that's a little bit outside the scope of this video. But you know, you can look at these strategies. You can look at like the 3-day strategies. You can look at the week strategies, what the percent profit was. Just be careful using this. Do your own research on coins. You know, like if you click on some of these coins, like VeChain, you know, go look at the news articles, see what they're saying about the coin. You know, I mean, news makes coins shoot up more than anything, and then that goes to social media where people post all kinds of stuff about different coins, you know, and then those people go and buy the coins. So that's kind of what really drives the market is the news. You know, if a coin goes a long time and you don't hear nothing about it, people start getting leery of it and they might sell it. So, you know, Cardano's had a lot of news, Theta, VeChain. Ethereum been getting a lot of bad rap about the gas fees. So, anyway, that's pretty much it to really setting up a bot. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, you do want to look at... You want to see like kind of where it's been. I mean, this one, man, Litecoin's been all over the place. I mean, it's been all the way up to like $245 back in February 17th. Had a little spike March 13th, and it came back down. I mean, if you look at Dot's a little more stable, so it don't have as many spikes. But then the bot actually makes money off this volatility. Like right here, this really extreme crazy volatility, it would have made a lot right there. But then when you get some neutral areas, you know, like right here, it might not make as much. But yeah, try to go for the safer coins. ADA had some good action the past couple days, but I just started this new bot recently. But I'm expecting ADA to kind of pump up and down a good bit here over the next week or so. I think there's big news coming with the Gogan smart contracts, them finishing that up and rolling that out. But you can check these resistance support levels, you know, where it hits some support right here. You know, you can see where it came down. It didn't go under that. You know, right here, it's kind of been trending really to the right. So, yeah, look at that. Look at where these tend to trend at, you know, and try to set your grid kind of relative to those areas, because, you know, it's likely that if this did get down to here, there would be support in that level that would help boost the price back up. So that's kind of another thing that plays into it. Previous levels that it made it to, you know, seeing if it'll go back, you know, past those support levels and go down even further. But I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. Hope you got a little bit better understanding on how to set this bot up with the exchange. Use Kraken exchange. I'll post a link to that if you want to try that out. I think it's the best exchange. Very secure American exchange, especially if you're a U.S. citizen. I feel pretty safe having my funds in there. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.